I'm sure many of us used to watch YouTubers when we were younger that nowadays that we're older, we think are much weirder now. Like, ones that used to be good but are now content farmers that do Italian brain rot and sprunky content. Anyways, I wanted to talk about an animation channel that I really liked when I was younger, but obviously now I don't like it anymore because it's really weird and bad. I'm talking about no other than Gametoons. When this channel first started, I was like obsessed with it. It was like my favorite one because I think I was like maybe 11 or 10 when this channel came out. Yeah, I was 10, the first video released in 2020. Anyways, this channel is definitely different from what it originally was, and not in a good way at all. So that's what I want to talk about. So, where did Gametoons start? Well, basically, they started off with making Fall Guys animations, but they only really ever made 2, because after those 2 they started making the Among Us animations, which is what made them famous. This is also where a lot of the iconic characters came from, like Player, who is basically a character in like every series on this channel. And like in these videos, when I first watched them, like I said, like when I was 10, I watched like every single one of them. Like, I'm not joking. Like, specifically all of the Among Us animations, because, you know, obviously this was during 2020, and Among Us was really popular then. During this time, basically every animation they made was Among Us. They did make 2 Minecraft animations, but like I said, for the most part, it was basically just Among Us. That wasn't until they started doing Friday Night Funkin', which is where things started to get interesting. It was at this point when Gametoons' downfall truly began, and in which I stopped becoming a frequent viewer of every video. This is also where the Among Us videos started to stop, because during this time when it was mainly Friday Night Funkin', they really only made like 5 more Among Us animations. They also did some other random ones like Slither.io, Piggy, and Undertale, which only had 1. They also did a FNAF animation, but that would last into more. Also, can we like talk about this thumbnail for a second? They're like nightmare animatronics, but at the same time they're normal. Also, why is the security guard like pulling out his walkie-talkie like he's about to call for help when he's like already dead? The animation itself is not that good. It's like one of the graphic novels, the way it's like inaccurate in a lot of ways. Eventually, they did a little bit of Squid Game, some FNAF, and a lot of Poppy Playtime. Yeah, seriously, this is probably like the most reoccurring series on this channel. There are so many Poppy Playtime videos. This is also where the content farming truly began, I'd say. You can tell just by looking at the thumbnails. Oh yeah, also, they usually like make up a bunch of random stuff for these videos. Like, they'll make up fake character origin stories, even when it's truly confirmed in that game what the actual origin of that character is. Like, bro, Sun and Moon was not a human who got abused as a child and like let out like a alter ego and dies from not falling into the ball pits. That's not his story. We clearly know what it is, and it does not involve being a human at all. Also, watching these videos kind of brought me back to the early days of Security Breach, when there was the Gametoons theory about Gregor being a robot, because in the Gametoons he actually is a robot. Kind of random, but I noticed that they removed blood from some of the thumbnails. After Security Breach ended, guess what came next? That's right, everyone's favorite. More Poppy Playtime videos. Yes, countless amounts of Poppy Playtime just after this. Like, so much Poppy Playtime. For this next part, I'm gonna let one of my friends take over for a little bit. So yeah, here he is.
So after many more Poppy Playtime videos and some random ones, they started making Rainbow Friends and Garden Ban Ban. We got some of the most bizarre videos from the channel with this series. There's one where the Rainbow Friends become dinosaurs, one where the Garden of Banban characters become mutants, and even a video where Rainbow Friends becomes the Garden of Banban, and the Garden of Banban becomes Rainbow Friends 2023. Well, it's definitely a weird year for Gametoons. They also did some Choo Choo Charles and some Project Playtime.
Yeah, thanks to Pigeon Pidove for joining us today. Go check out his channel. He really needs some subscriptions. He doesn't have much content yet, but yeah, I'll have more soon. He does like Roblox videos on his channel. Anyways, also in late 2022, we got the one and only ever Bendy video that they made. And it's actually not bad. It doesn't like make up anything for the sake of the video. Yeah, it's basically just a whole recap of Dark Revival, and it's good, honestly. The Ink Widows do look weird though. Anyways, after 2023, I think you can probably guess what was next. Yes, Skibbity Toilets. Yeah, they did Skibbity Toilet next. Anyways, they did Ruin 2, which I did not watch any of these videos when they came out, and I do not plan to watch any of them. Yeah, but anyways, these were the last FNAF videos they did. Well, because these videos came out from like a year ago, and these are probably going to be the last ones they ever do, which is a good thing because we do not want this channel to touch FNAF very much. Anyways, after that in 2024, we just got a whole bunch of lethal garbage with Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. Yeah, we're not even going to talk about this. But then, that year, something strange happened. They released a video called Gametoons Last Video, and when I saw this I was like, wait, is this finally happening? Gametoons is ending. I was like, you know, it was good at the beginning, but they should definitely stop now because it's getting bad. But no, that's not what this video is. It's to promote a new Roblox game they made. Yeah, I don't understand why they called it Gametoons Last Video because this was a big lie. Yeah, the game itself isn't even good. It's literally like a Rainbow Friends. It's literally a Rainbow Friends clone. And yeah. As you'd expect, after this they had to make, obviously, animations based off it, and after this, they proceeded to do Sprunky. Oh, and you know what else? Poppy Playtime Chapter 4. Yeah, more Poppy Playtime. And then, of course, after this, they also had to do Italian Brain Rot and Grow a Garden. Now, a month ago, they released a video called The End of Gametoons, and I was like, oh, they're probably just promoting another Roblox game or something. But no, this was different than that. Apparently this video was made to like address the hate towards the channel, and you know what? I'm glad they're finally doing that because, man, they should know what their content is like. So you know what? Maybe Gametoons is gonna start improving. They could start by not doing weird crossovers anymore. So yeah, I mean, hey, at least they are addressing the problem. I feel like other content farmers wouldn't do that. So yeah, that was my video on the rise and fall of Gametoons. Yeah, I'm not going to be talking about like their other channels or YouTube shorts. So yeah, it seems like they're probably going to be getting better in the future if they're addressing the hate like this. So hopefully they are. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.